Brooklyn Park police are on the lookout for a man with a dangerous criminal history who assaulted a mother and her child. Delane Cleveland joins us now with more. Delane?
As Shannon, I'm on the 8200 block of Brunswick Avenue in Brooklyn Park. Police responded to a domestic incident at a home here Wednesday afternoon. When the officers arrived, a man broke through a window armed with a gun and fled from the home. He is still at large.
One of the issues that we had is this incident occurred at 3:30 in the afternoon in a very busy area of town. And so there was a lot of people walking around and moving around. So that's what made it very difficult to both search by air and search on the ground with canines because of all the foot traffic from other people.
Police identify the man as 33-year-old Andrew Johnson, who has a history of weapons charges. Shortly after Johnson escaped from the home where the alleged assault occurred, police say he broke into a nearby home and confronted the homeowner. He then continued running from the area. Residential surveillance cameras captured Johnson removing his clothing. Police say Johnson coerced a resident in the area to transport him out of the neighborhood. Investigators say they're looking at places he frequented in the past, but they could still use the public's help. Meanwhile, Bruley expressed his frustration that Johnson was free in the first place.
Unfortunately, this is just a trend that we're starting to see all too often, and then as people that are committing violent crimes and then are out on bail or out without bail, and again victimizing our community, and it becomes difficult to keep responding and explaining to our community members why we continue to respond and attempt to arrest the same suspects over and over.
Officers say that Johnson is currently out on bail on a murder charge. So far, they've recovered his gun but have not found him. Anyone with information is encouraged to call 911. Reporting in Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A dangerous scene on Wednesday night for Golden Valley officers who had shots fired at them. Golden Valley police responded to a report of a suspicious vehicle in the 3000 block of Major Avenue. Officers located the vehicle, which took off and then became disabled 7 blocks away. A suspect fled and fired at least 5 rounds at officers. Golden Valley police did not return fire. After a brief search of the area, the suspect was arrested. A second suspect, who was still in the vehicle, was also arrested. No officers were injured in the incident. We'll have more details on this story as they become available at ccxmedia.org. School officials are responding to an incident that involves accusations of racist taunts directed toward Cooper High School girls basketball players at a game down in New Prague. Jason Malillo has been following this story, and now he joins us with more. Jason?
Shannon, we received a statement from the Robbinsdale School District and reached out to school officials from New Prague on the incident stemming from Tuesday night's game. In the statement from the Robbinsdale School District, there were several accounts of spectators making racist taunts at the Cooper girls team. The school district says those taunts were monkey sounds that have been used in America's racist past to deride African American athletes. One coach affiliated with Cooper says that the taunts were very loud and noticeable. The superintendent of Robbinsdale area schools, David Engstrom, gave a statement to CCX News calling this type of behavior abhorrent and unsportsmanlike and cruel, especially directed towards students. The statement went on to say that the district is proud of the way the students handled themselves amidst this, quote, display of ignorance. We're told that the players and coaches met after school Wednesday to provide support to each other and process what happened. Cooper High School also allowed students to share feelings on the incident. Now, we have not yet heard back from the New Prague district in our request for comment, but we did learn through sources that the district has hired an outside firm to investigate the matter, and the district plans to take some sort of action should the accusations prove true. We also learned from a Cooper coach that the New Prague girls head coach went to the Cooper locker room after the game to apologize. Shannon?
Thanks, Jason. At this week's Robbinsdale City Council meeting, there were more calls for Council Member Tyler Klein to resign. Council Member Tyler Klein is charged with driving drunk and fleeing police for an incident that happened back in January. Klein said previously that he would not resign from his position representing Ward 1, and he is seeking treatment. He reiterated that in the meeting this week after people came to call for his resignation in the untelevised public comment portion of the meeting.
I will say that I've been hearing from plenty of people. I would say more people have reached out to me in support of staying on the council. And I get that that's not what everyone's hearing, but I can speak to those who are reaching out to me.
I have not had anyone contact me telling me to leave you alone or stop bringing this up. Maybe I will now, but you know, it still takes up a lot of time, and this is important city business, sadly.
As of now, none of the conditions set forth in the city charter for there to be a vacancy on the city council have been met. The city of Golden Valley this week rescinded its mask mandate, with council members citing a significant drop in cases and wastewater treatment plant data used to detect the prevalence of COVID. The mayor said he hopes the mandate isn't something the city has to repeat.
If we have to go back to this again, if we see numbers spike again, if it's Passover, Easter break, and the kids come back to school and we see spikes again, I won't hesitate for a moment if we have to go back to this. I do not think it's a violation of individual liberties. I do not think it's the Holocaust, especially as a person who's Jewish. I can tell you it's far from the Holocaust.
One council member had mentioned that a few residents invoked the Holocaust and the civil rights movement over having to wear a face covering. Golden Valley's mask mandate had gone into effect in early January, near the beginning of the Omicron spike. And finally, here's a chance to cast your vote for the perfect ice cream flavor. Honey and Mackie's ice cream shop in Plymouth is known for their unique flavors. For the month of March, they are letting their customers choose the perfect scoop. They've announced 6 finalists that include a Guinness brownie chunk, key lime margarita, salted nut roll shots, and sangria sorbet. Check out their social media pages for more information on all of the flavors and how to vote too. The 2 flavors with the most votes will be on the menu in March.